Peace and blessings. This is the Ravenous Blackbird. Call. And you have once again tuned in to the Ravenous Blackbird YouTube channel. And if you are a first time viewer, second time viewer, third time viewer, and you've not yet subscribed to my channel, right below this video, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can scroll down a little bit and it'll say subscribe, and it'll be a bell right next to the subscribe to my channel. I love to have you as not only a subscriber but as family, and that every time I post a new video, you my friend, you my family, you my YouTube subscribers will receive notification every time I post a new video, so that way you stay up to date. Okay. Today we're going to be discussing uh, the Operation Warp Speed. Congratulations to our President Donald Trump. Yes, I am a Trumper, okay? And I did vote for President Donald Trump, and I'm not ashamed of it. As a Christian, born again, spirit filled Christian, rightfully so, as he is pro life and for biblical principles and for standing up for the church and for Jerusalem and Israel. President Trump did a lot of wonderful things for this country, but because the far left, of course, tried to smudge his image, tried to impeach him, which was a witch hunt, like he said. It was nothing there for them to impeach him on. They were talking about impeaching President Donald Trump even before he was inaugurated. They already had it out for him. Okay, but nevertheless, Operation Warp Speed was a success, or was it? Okay, it was a success because we know President Donald Trump promised that the vaccine, the COVID-19 vaccine, would be here around this time for such a time as this. On the other end, there is a lot of skepticism, especially from blacks and low income areas, from Latinos, and in regards to the ethnicity and the accuracy and the authenticity of the COVID-19 vaccination, and rightfully so. Some from one half are saying it was because it was rushed through Operation Warp Speed, and the other half of the people are saying, well, they're skeptical because they don't know what's in it, what it's comprised of, the the after effects that follow after, if you got underlying health conditions, or if it'll bring upon underlying health conditions. There's a lot of skepticism, and then there's a lot of people that just don't care. They want to get vaccinated and get through this COVID-19 thing so we can move to the next phase in life. But people understand this, that once we get by COVID-19, this is just the beginning. There is other things that are getting ready to take place and happen, especially in the government, in the White House, once Joe Biden, if he gets inaugurated in January. There's things that's going to take place. And I don't want to get into all of that in this video. I'm about to break this video up and talk about other things. But as of right now, I want to focus on President Donald Trump and his success and his promises that he has stood on. Every time Donald Trump has said he would do something, he has come through, even for more than the other presidents before him, before Obama and Clinton and all. Donald Trump has followed through on basically everything that he's promised he'd do, and what he didn't get to is because he didn't have time to get to it. But if you check his history, because a lot of people don't do research, especially people that voted for Joe Biden and the far left, they don't do their research on Donald Trump. A lot of people voted for Joe Biden based on, oh, I like him. It was a I like thing. It wasn't I'm voting for Joe Biden or Donald Trump based on what they have done or what they do. Now we have an identity politics. That's what I call it, identity politics. I heard another pastor on Sunlight Broadcasting Network say that it's identity politics. A lot of people just vote for who they like. They don't do their research on what they believe, especially Christians. We're really at fault with that. We don't care, to do any research. We just pray, throw it up in the air, and leave it up to God. And then we just vote on, oh, I think Joe Biden, I'm going to vote for him because I like him, and I can't stand Donald Trump because of this and because of that. And yet we're all imperfect people. And everybody that God has used in the Bible has been imperfect. You won't find any perfect prophet, not even the Apostle Paul, Matthew, Mark, Luke, nobody in the Bible that Jesus used or God the Father used and the Holy Spirit used that was perfect. Okay. Okay, so nonetheless, Operation Warp Speed was a success on Donald Trump's part. Now, on the other end, there is skepticism in the black community, in the Latino community, the authenticity of the vaccination. But Donald Trump lived up once again to what he said he was going to do. Now, I also would like to mention, people, something very exciting that, well, let me say this first. That I put out a video uh, probably 2 videos ago or so, or 3 maybe. You'll find it in my playlist called Stats and Facts and World Events. Stats and Facts and World Events. I'll post a link below in the comments section or right below this, where we're able to put our notes and things of that nature. But nevertheless, it was a video in regards to the prophets, some prophets, known prophets that I know. One on YouTube that has been pretty accurate on things. Prophet Albert, he's a South Asian brother in Christ, and Dutch Sheets. I don't know if you've ever heard of Dutch Sheets. He's on God TV a lot, or was in the past on God TV, Christian Broadcasting Network, and he deals a lot in the prophetic. Pastor Dana Coverstone. I don't know if you people have heard of him. God has been dealing with him in dreams. He has been giving Pastor Dana Coverstone a lot of dreams in regards to Donald Trump and the Biden campaign and all of this stuff. So these people, I know that they're spirit-filled believers, and they spend a lot of time with God, and they deal in the prophetic and dreams and visions. Nevertheless, there has been God has shown these men and women of God, these prophets that I'm talking about, that Donald Trump was still going to be reelected, in spite of what the Electoral College just said, in spite of the mail-in voting. If there it was fraud involved in that, I don't know. It's yet to be seen, but we know that God is a God that can uncover darkness and bring the darkness into light. Okay, but nevertheless, these prophets, and there's been multitude of prophets that have God has shown them and spoke to them, whether in dreams or whether in visions, that President Donald Trump was still going to be reelected, that there was going to be some things that were going to be uncovered. There were going to be some politicians that were going to be arrested, literally. Yeah, and I guess it's going to be from the far left. This has not yet been uncovered. We know we have still until January 20th, I think it is, when Joe Biden is supposed to be inaugurated. Now, I know I am not a Joe Biden hater. I don't agree. I love Joe Biden. I love Kamala Harris. But I don't agree with the Democrats' agenda of socialism and LGBTQ. They're not pro-life. They're pro-abortion and all this other raggedy, demonic stuff that I'm not calling them demonic. I'm calling their agenda demonic. Okay, I don't agree with that. Okay, and rightfully so. I have that right, just like you people have a right not to like or want to vote for Donald Trump or vote pro-life. That's up to you. Okay, but as a Christian, I can't go far left like that. Okay, and I grew up being a Democrat. My grandfather always taught me, don't ever vote for a Republican. But now the tables have turned. The Republicans used to be the bad people. Okay, but now the Democrats, after probably Bill Clinton got out of office, they kind of went too far out there. Okay, and I had no choice but now to convert to the right of the Republicans and President Donald Trump. So nevertheless, these prophets are saying that President Donald Trump is still prophetically, from what God is saying, going to be reelected. Okay, even before Joe Biden takes his seat in the inauguration. Okay, now this is what the prophets. I'm not a prophet. Okay, that's not my office. Okay, but I do know that these men of God, that I mentioned 3 of them or so earlier. Pastor Dana Coverstone. You could look him up. Coverstone, Dana Coverstone, Prophet Dutch Sheets, Dutch Dutch Sheets, Sheets, and Prophet Albert. Okay, I have to get those links and I'll put them down below when I get an opportunity. But nevertheless, they're saying that, and that's just those 3. There's other ones and a lot of these people don't even know each other. Okay, and so that would be a blessing and a miracle. I do believe in miracles. I do believe that President Donald Trump still has an opportunity to for God to expose any darkness or do a shifting and a miracle for President Donald Trump to get into office. But if he does not, people, and President Joe Biden gets in, President-elect Joe Biden gets inaugurated and gets into office, there is going to be a lot of changes, and we know all about that if you've been keeping up with what he believes, as he's just nominated Pete Buttigieg, who former mayor of Indiana, who is openly gay, now to the transportation head of transportation, dealing with the climate change. So I'm not going to get into Pete Buttigieg and you know this thing with now Joe Biden picked him on purpose, knowing he was openly gay. This is where our country is headed. Okay, especially Christians, we need to brace ourselves and begin to start praying because things are going to start going far, far left in the White House and probably in Congress and you know in politics. Period. You know, and so I wanted to touch bases on that in regards to Operation Warp Speed, in regards to President Donald Trump. Now, the last thing is this: there is a rumor, okay, and I don't know if you've heard of it, but I'm going to share it in this video that if President Donald Trump does not, if there's not a miracle for him, for this thing to shift, for him to get reelected before January 24th or 20th, whenever it is, for Joe Biden to be inaugurated, before that time, that he is planning on running again in 2024. Okay, I don't know how true that is, but if you know President Donald Trump, you know that he's a go-getter. You know he doesn't quit. You know that he just drop off the scene and disappear. He's a fix-it-up guy. He fixes things. He's a businessman, savvy businessman, super smart. President Donald Trump is by far not dumb. He's far from being dumb. He's a smart, wealthy businessman that knows what he's doing. Okay, and between you and I, the Republican Party could be playing possum. They may have found evidence of fraud on Joe Biden or the Democrats in the voting process in the election, the 2020 election, and they could be playing possum and just sitting back for a right time to go ahead and expose. I'm not saying it was fraud. I don't know. Okay, God knows, and God knows how to expose stuff. But President Trump is super smart, very intelligent. He knows how to play his cards right. Okay, so in 2024, there is rumor that he is looking to, if this thing doesn't shift for him, to be back in office another 4 years, or 4 years, excuse me, then he's going to run again in 2024. And for us as born again Christians, that is exciting news. But we still can believe for a miracle before the inauguration of Joe Biden. So Operation Warp Speed, a success. This is the Ravenous Blackbird. Please leave comments. Click like, click dislike if you don't like the video. Leave comments if you agree. If you don't agree with me, if you're a Christian, if you're a non-Christian, I'd love to hear from you. And please remember, subscribe to my channel if you have not. I'd love to have you as a subscriber/family member, so you can receive notifications every time I post a new video. This is the Ravenous Blackbird. Until the next video, be safe and be blessed.